There's a number floating around the crypto space again, a really big one, a price target for Bitcoin that honestly feels a little out there right now. But what if the blockchain itself is dropping clues that this target isn't just a wild guess? Let's dig in and see if these silent signals are about to get really, really loud.
$120,000. Yeah, just let that sink in for a second. That's the number people are talking about. Now, I get it. You're probably thinking, with the market just chopping sideways, that sounds like a total moonshot. But the most interesting crypto stories, they're almost never on the daily price chart. They're hidden deeper, on-chain.
So, okay, how in the world does anyone even get to a number like that? Well, this isn't about throwing darts at a board or just pure hype. The real answer is in the on-chain signals, those little digital breadcrumbs that can actually show us where the market might be heading next. So let's unpack what the data's telling us right now.
First things first, we've got to look past all the noise, past the day-to-day price swings, and peer right into the blockchain itself. This is where we find what we call the silent signals. These are the clues that often show up right before a huge move. And the biggest signal that analysts are laser-focused on right now is something called seller exhaustion.
So what exactly is seller exhaustion? The easiest way to think about it is like a game of tug of war. For weeks, maybe even months, the sellers have been yanking that rope, pulling the price down. But seller exhaustion is that exact moment when they start to get tired, they run out of steam, and that selling pressure just fizzles out. And that creates this vacuum, a massive opportunity for buyers to step in and just take over.
But how do we know this is actually happening? It's not just a gut feeling, right? Well, it turns out there are two super specific on-chain clues that are suggesting we might be right at that point of exhaustion right now.
And here they are, the two big clues. First, speculation is really cooling off. There's an indicator. It's called the short-term holder RVT ratio. And basically, it tells us how much hype from short-term traders there is compared to the network's real value. Right now, it's near its cycle lows. You can think of it as all the tourist money taking a breather. And second, the market's hit this perfect balance. For every single dollar being taken in profit, another dollar is being realized as a loss. When these two things happen at the same time, well, history shows us that can be an incredibly powerful launchpad.
So the main takeaway here isn't weakness. It's actually a sign of a healthy reset. It's like the market is going through a detox. All that speculative noise dies down, the short-term players get shaken out, and it prepares the foundation for a much healthier, more sustainable recovery. But this healthy setup brings us to a really critical moment.
And that brings us to right now, to the present. The signals are there, the stage might be set, but we are at a make or break moment. All of this potential, it all comes down to one specific price level that Bitcoin is battling with as we speak.
And this is the number that matters right now, $115,000. Now, let's be super clear. This is not the target. This is the battlefield. This is the crucial support level that, based on all this analysis, Bitcoin absolutely has to hold if that bullish stream is going to stay alive.
So why this number? It's not just some random line on a chart. Holding the line at 115 grand is the key to finally breaking free from this grinding 2-month downtrend that's been weighing on the price. Defending this level isn't just a small technical win. It would be a massive psychological victory for the bulls. This really puts the market at a clear fork in the road. It's pretty black and white. The bullish path, hold 115K, punch through the resistance that's waiting above, and boom, you open the door to that $120,000 target. The bearish path is just as simple. Fail to hold this support, and that downtrend we're in, well, it probably just keeps on going. It really is that critical of a moment.
Okay, so let's boil all of this down. What's the bottom line here? What's the one thing you really need to be watching for?
This quote really gets to the absolute heart of the bullish argument. When that on-chain data shows a perfect one-to-one balance between profits being taken and losses being taken, that is a seriously powerful signal. Historically, this equilibrium has meant one thing: the sellers are just about out of gas. And that's really the ultimate takeaway. The signals underneath the surface, they're hopeful. They're pointing to a healthy reset, to seller exhaustion. But right now, all of that amazing potential hinges on one thing and one thing only: winning the battle at that critical $115,000 support level.
So that is where we are. You've got these positive signals brewing under the surface, but you've got a very clear line in the sand drawn on the chart. The data is suggesting the potential is there for sure. But now, it's up to the market to decide. So the big question is, can Bitcoin hold that line and finally break through?